Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are jumping right into the incredibly fast-paced world of payment fraud. I mean, this is a real battleground where the criminals are getting smarter and more organized by the minute. So, how do you even begin to fight back? Well, we're about to look at a totally new approach, one that's designed for this crazy new reality. So, first things first, we've got to understand that the whole game has changed. The world of financial fraud has fundamentally shifted. We're not just dealing with a few isolated incidents anymore. We are up against a global, high-tech, and very motivated adversary. And the stakes, they are absolutely staggering. We're looking at a projection of over $362 billion in fraud losses, just worldwide, in the next 5 years. I mean, that's not some rounding error on a balance sheet. It's a massive, systemic threat, and it's only getting bigger. And here's the crucial point. We are no longer fighting lone hackers in a basement somewhere. No, we're up against sophisticated criminal enterprises. Seriously, they operate just like modern tech companies. They use automation, they have adaptive strategies to exploit any weakness they can find, and they're constantly evolving, killing off weaker fraud patterns and pushing the ones that work. Now, this threat got supercharged by the explosion in digital payments. You think about it. The pandemic just poured gasoline on the fire, right? It dramatically accelerated how much we all use peer-to-peer platforms like Zelle. And while that's convenient for us, it also massively expanded the attack surface, creating a total gold rush for these organized fraudsters. So why are so many organizations struggling to keep up with this? Well, the simple answer is that the conventional systems that they rely on, they just weren't built for this kind of fight. Let's dig into exactly why they're failing. The core issue with old systems really boils down to one word: delay. They rely on this slow, clunky process of pulling data out, analyzing it offline, and then maybe testing a new model. You're always playing catch up. The modern approach completely flips that script. You're running analysis directly on live data. There are no transfers, no waiting. The difference in reaction speed is, well, it's night and day. And this built-in delay creates what we call the modeling bottleneck. This is the heart of the problem. By the time your team has finally gone through the whole long process of developing and deploying a new model to fight a threat, guess what? The fraudsters have already evolved and moved on. You are always one step behind. So, how do you break this cycle? Well, it takes a complete rethink. The solution isn't just buying another tool. It's a whole new philosophy built on a true partnership between your human experts and powerful AI. And that's the whole idea behind IBM's Safer Payments. This quote really just nails it. The goal here isn't to replace your experts, not at all. It's to supercharge them. It's all about creating this seamless environment where the line between what the machine suggests and what the human analyst perfects, it just disappears. So here's how that actually works. The system acts like a cognitive partner. It proposes rules, and then your experts, the people who know your business best, can accept them, tweak them, or ignore them entirely. And crucially, every single rule is transparent and easy to read. There are no black boxes here. This empowers your team to work faster and smarter. And maybe most importantly, it frees you from being dependent on outside vendors to create and update your models. Okay, so how does this platform actually deliver on that promise of speed and agility? Well, it's all rooted in a pretty unique technical architecture, one that was built from the ground up for one purpose: to eliminate delays. At its heart is something called a dual access database. The easiest way to think about it is like a highway with two lanes that never ever cross. One lane is just for processing live transactions at lightning speed. The other lane is for your team to analyze that exact same data in real time. There's zero performance impact, no data transfers, and absolutely no waiting. And this architecture makes a really powerful workflow possible. It's called the champion versus challenger method. Your team can clone your live champion model, modify it with new roles to create a challenger, and then, and this is the cool part, safely test it against live production data. When you find a challenger that performs better, you promote it to become the new champion instantly, with a click. And the result of all this is something we call in-flight configuration. I mean, imagine being able to fine-tune a jet engine while the plane is still flying. That's what this lets your team do. You can update your models multiple times a day, not in weeks or months, all while the system is live, with zero interruption to your business. Now look, that all sounds great in theory, but what does this actually deliver in the real world? Let's take a look at the actual results.
For one major North American processor, putting safer payments into action led to a 72% reduction in net fraud on the Zelle network. Just think about that. That is a massive, immediate impact right on the bottom line. But just as important, they also saw a 90% reduction in false alerts. And this is so critical. It means fewer legitimate transactions getting declined and way fewer frustrated customers. That protects both your revenue and your reputation.
And these aren't just one-off results. Across the board, clients who move from their conventional systems over to IBM Safer Payments typically see their fraud losses cut by about 50%. And this isn't just about percentages. It's about real-world impact on a massive scale. STET, which is the national payment switch in France, is using this approach to prevent over $115 million in card fraud every single year. The scale is just mind-boggling. So, as we start to wrap this up, let's just boil this all down to the key takeaways for your team and what it really means to future-proof your fraud defense. Okay, so let's recap. First, it's an open platform. That means you're never locked in. You can use the best models for the job wherever they come from. Second, you get that real-time agility, so you're adapting in hours, not months. Third, that cross-channel view means no more blind spots. You get the full picture of customer behavior. And finally, the ROI is proven. You cut your fraud losses and you slash those disruptive false alarms. Which really just leaves us with one final, and I think crucial question. In a world where fraudsters are innovating every single day, is your defense evolving with them? Thanks for joining us.